I
I think
think
men
that's
already
small,
do
but
that.
it's a lot of
Like,
people in the
yeah.
random world that are just turning a blind eye, being like, "Oh, that's their relationship," or "Oh, what happens when she gets back with him?" Or "Oh, that's not my daughter, my mom, my girlfriend, my aunt." It shouldn't be. I have to have ownership or relations with this woman to want to not see this
No,
woman
it's not
harm.
necessarily relationships with her. It's the fact that she's operating morally, because because some of these men have lost their life trying to protect people that don't even believe in the same principles and standards, or even move more the same, believe in the same morals. They just saw the woman out here being hit or something like that, and they jumped in to save the day, and they lost their life. And then this woman, weeks later, is back with the same dude, or sending him letters in jail talking about "I love you." Like, it's becoming to a point where it's not worth it if these women, or the women, are not operating on the same program as us. You know what I'm saying? For us to be able to risk our lives to try to protect them, you got to kind of try to understand.
Right.
Like, there's no incentive for us
What
to be
about the
able to do it.
kids?
If I could ask a question really quick, the ladies on the
What about the
panel.
kids?
Hold on. If I could ask a question for the ladies on the panel real quick, and then I wanted to kind of get Bo, I wanted to kind of get Ty in there first because she hasn't spoken in a while. But if I could ask a question for the ladies, have you ever been? Has there ever been a time where you've been violated? And I don't mean violated as an SA, because I know that's a touchy subject, but like a dude maybe got handsy with you, or he got close to it, and you didn't have a man that you couldn't call to come over there and handle him.
So let me just say this. I'm gonna be honest.
Can you answer the question first?
So no,
I
I
thought
think
Ty was gonna go
I don't think
first.
you understand. I don't think you understand the situation. I think that at the end of the day, I know you guys understand, and you like, oh, if I tell my daughter this, the reality of it is most women are embarrassed themselves. They're not gonna say anything, especially if somebody they care about. Women think about, oh, I don't want to get him in any trouble. I don't want to, unfortunately, you got to steal some fear into your. I think Marcus did a good job with saying. So what I'm saying to you is, women sitting here saying they've been molested as a kid, they're not going to speak up. That's their personal business. Nobody has to sit here and say, I've been a victim or almost a victim to you. This is not.
That's not what I asked.
No, you say in a therapy session or a counseling session. But what I'm saying is, you may not get the truth.
That's not what I asked. I didn't ask if they were violated. I said if you've been violated, like a man tried to put hands on you, or he got out of character with you. Was there ever a time where you did not have a man that you could call to your aid? That was my question. Go ahead.
Yes,
Bro.
because you could be in public, you could be somewhere random and somebody could try you. That's the whole point. That's why the conversation I had with a man about it was so insightful, because he was very clear about the fact, men, y'all have an unspoken rule. Y'all are very clear about boundaries and physicality, and y'all size each other up, and y'all know the vibes. So a man will try a woman. Like women, we get harassed and we go through a lot of times because men will try us. They not gonna try. They not gonna play with you, Sweeney, like they gonna play with me. They just not. They look at. I'm not a threat like you are because of size.
So,
Because
what do you want? What do you
The
want me
only
to
thing that
do?
I can say makes sense for a man to understand is, imagine if you were being verbally harassed by a transgender or a gay man. And because he feels like he is the same size as you and can take you, he's just not gonna stop no matter how much you say, no, thank you, bruh. I'm not on that, bruh. Back up. It's the same, it's worse for us though, because they're not our same size. They're just out here like, oh, you just at the gas station by yourself? Okay. Well, you think you're not finna talk to me? Oh, I'm finna show you you're finna talk to me because I'm a man and you owe me conversation. And it better be nice conversation because I'm a man and I have an ego and you better be nice. That's what we're saying is the problem. So it's not that somebody doesn't have a husband or a dad or a brother. It's you can be at the gas station by yourself. And I would hope that if I'm at pump 7 and a nice man like one of y'all is at pump 8, y'all be like, bruh, she said no thank you, back up. Like, don't hover over her, don't make her feel threatened. I think it's a community thing that the older generation said we used to have, and I don't know how, like what happened to lose it, because I am fairly young, so I don't know, but it's something where we lost it. And I don't even think it's a certain type of violence because there were weapons in the 60s and people still
No,
had
it's a
camaraderie.
certain type of movement that caused that to go away. But I'm not gonna even pull that
I
card.
don't think it's gone away. I've been in a situation where I was at a gas station. Now, it was an officer, though, a fine black woman, baby. Listen, but I was at the pump. I knew this neighborhood, but it was like I was on E. I'm talking about I was on E. And I had to go to a QT because I had like a little, not every gas station did a little scan thing. And so I went and I said, this dude, I had to go to the other side. I was in my son's car to go to the other side of the car to pump the gas, and I'm pumping. And I knew that there were people that I felt like basically I didn't feel safe. And this guy was approaching me, and I didn't even see him. And an officer, just godly, came out, and he stood just looking so nice. And let me get off that part. But anyway, real talk. He was like, where are you going? Keep on moving, sir. And I didn't even see him. I didn't see the guy, and I didn't even see the officer. But he looked out, and thank God that I don't know what that guy was coming to approach me for, but thank God that officer was there. He made me feel really, really safe. But to say that these people don't exist, it didn't even have to be an officer. I fail to believe that. I've seen men who, may come over to you like, you shouldn't be out here by yourself. Let me, stand right here. So we're not gonna do that. I know y'all have experienced that.
Yeah, but what did you learn from that? Are you willing to go back out there again by yourself? Because
I didn't want to stop then, but I was on E.
No, what I'm saying,
on the interstate.
What I'm saying though, the lesson is that a lot of people miss is that you actually should not be out there by yourself.
Oh,
and
sure.
that's a part of the protection. That's the part of the thing that we're talking about. Like a lot of these women don't heed to that. They just feel like, well, you just shouldn't touch me. You get what I'm saying? And we know that we as men know that men shouldn't be touching you. Well, we know Well, my question to y'all is if I'm pumping gas or if I'm just out and I'm heading home and I see a woman with her ass cheeks hanging out of her dudes and some man run up there and grab her ass and all that other stuff and grab her arm. Do y'all want me to go over there and tussle with that dude? Is that what y'all want? Is that what y'all talking about?
No. That's not. And I also feel like that's an extreme situation because a lot of times.
No, it's not in 2025.
No. I'm not saying the grabbing is extreme. What I'm saying is a lot of times, a lot of women that are speaking out saying that they have these experiences are the exact same women that are on this panel wearing long sleeve shirts and regular bottoms and just trying to go to Walmart for a loaf of bread because they forgot to get it when they got off work. And that is the regular woman that the man won't take no from. Not because she's showing herself asking for these advances, which I feel like is a terrible statement and sentiment in the first place, but she's being regular. It doesn't matter if you have on a trash bag. They're insane and they need to be checked. Now, what can we do about that?
A lot. Y'all make it seem like this happen a lot.
It does.
If
it really does. We have no reason to lie.
So it happens a lot. So we gotta get Ty in there. We gotta get Ty in there.
Hold on. So if it happens a lot,
the majority of the perpetrators were men.
We gotta get Ty in there.
I got it.
Let me just but M. White just confirmed that men are the perpetrators of this type of violence and abuse. So what do you mean? How often does it happen? If you look at the statistics about men that are in prison for that,
I'm not saying it's not. All I'm saying is
children or people.
Listen, all I'm saying is, and I'm gonna give it to you, Ty.
Right.
If it's happening a lot, like you said, is shouldn't that?
It ain't that I say it, Darwin. You know what happens a lot. Stop playing dumb.
Okay. If it's happening a lot, like you saying it, like
it does.
I'm just saying. I'm just responding. If it's happening a lot, if it's happening at the rate you say it is, what shouldn't that compel y'all to prioritize getting in a relationship and get a man?
Yes, but to be in a relationship is to make he has to pick the woman. If he doesn't pick her to be protected, how is it her fault that she's not protected?
If she's not optimizing herself to be picked.
Amir, does that happen to you a lot?
It doesn't matter about the one that happened to men.
We gotta get Ty in there, y'all.
So Amira, so people don't come up to you.
I know you heard me.